Alright, so today is the first day of half term. I've got a day off and we'll do something I should have done probably like a month ago, 2 months ago, and just do some videos chatting shit about all the gear I'm using. Starting predominantly with this fucker here, Marshall Origin 20. So I'll grab my guitar, finish my brew, zoom you in to the controllers, and we'll talk a bit about why I love this amp so much. Alright, so some of you are probably going to get a bit triggered by this angle because my camera is going to choose to probably just focus on my skin rather than the control panel of the amplifier every time my skin's in the frame. But that's fine. First thing to get out of the way, you'll notice there's no cab here. I do have a cab because your options with the Origin series are to get, I was going to put my hands like here and do like a list, but that's coordination's fucked for that. You can get 20 watt, 5 watt or 50 watt. In the combos, the 20 watt has a 10-inch speaker, so essentially, wow, I'm massive if I do that. Basically, it's pointless to get the 20 watt combo because you're just going to be using a 10-inch speaker. You might as well just get what I've done, which is go for the 20 watt head and then buy a 212, and it's similar money pretty much, and it's going to be much louder and much more versatile anyway. So I have actually got upstairs out of this cab. There is out of this head, I should say, is a Marshall 212 with two Celestion 7080 speakers in it, and then there's an SM57 on that, which comes all the way back down, comes down here into my audio interface, which I won't show you because I'd have to completely turn the camera around, and that is basically how I am listening to the guitar all of the time pretty much. So it means I can record with a click track and it won't be picked up by the microphone. So it's not, it's not innovative. People have been doing it on album recordings and stuff like that for years, but having it set up just in your room for whenever is amazing. It actually helps you out so much. Anyway, I'll start with this so that I can zoom out a bit and then it'll be less annoying. So you've got low, mid and high output, so obviously it's a 20 watt amp, all valve, so on high we're 20, then we're like, I think that's 5 watts, and the low is half a watt. So on half a watt it's ridiculously quiet, you can, it's just nice, but I do run it on full. When I had the cab down here, I was running it on half a watt though, that is a fair point, but now I just gun it because I can. Presence, pretty standard, if you know what that does, you know what that does. I sort of know what it does, not really. I know it's like sort of top end sort of frequency sort of thing, but I don't really fuck with it too much. Master volume, obviously as to be expected. It is one channel. You've got a boost, but I'll get to that in a minute. So it's sort of like 1.5 channels. In the EQ section, so you've got bass, middle, treble, or treble, middle, bass as it is, and then you've got a tilt control. So if anyone is familiar with the way the old I'm not really a proper old school amp nerd, so I'm assuming it's like the JTM 45 and like the Plexi style, like the Blues Breaker and all that bullshit. Had a bass channel and a treble channel. Now what people would do is around here there would be 4, see these jacks here, there would be 4 of these. So you would use a patch cable to jump from out of one channel and into the other, and then just use your volumes to set the level. So the tilt control, what that actually allows you to do is essentially do that. So you've got a 3-band EQ and then like an overall sort of tone control, but it's designed to, bridge the gap between those 2 channels of the amplifier. So I'll show you what I mean now. What I might do is just leave the EQ on flat and show you this way. But I normally play with the Dynacomp all the time, but I've just taken it off just for the benefit of this, so you can hear. I'm just using the camera mic because my secondary point in this video is I want to see what it's just going to be like if I film with the camera microphone, because I obviously do have the option of recording, but I just want to see. So yeah, if I take you all the way to just 1, I bring it in, there's 12, back to 1, so you can hear the darkness in the tone. It's not like, if you go all the way, This might be a bit harsh. Oh no, it's not too bad. But what I like to do, personally, is put a bit of the treble in and then just darken it to make up for that, and you end up with a... It's nice, it's a subtle change, but I think it's amazing. I'd much prefer to have this over just the 3-band EQ, or God forbid just 2-band, or like just a tone knob on an amp. So really is a game changer. As for the last one, which I didn't touch on, is literally just a gain. You've got a push pull, which gives you a gain boost. It's not a volume boost, it is just gain. So, but I suppose I would prefer that, I think, because I can get a volume boost out of a lot of other things. But if I just play for you. So that's off, on, putting a bit more gain in there. With the boost in. Really fattens it up. So I'm going to leave everything pretty much on 12 how I would normally have it. But yeah, so that bit pretty much is it for the clean. Now, where this really shines, because a lot of people describe this as the ultimate, when it came out at least last year, a lot of people described this as on paper the ultimate pedal amp, because it's one channel, a boost, you don't get bogged down with a load of options, you've got all the EQ you need and your tilt, so you've got a 3-band and your tilt. It is pretty much the ultimate, as far as I'm concerned, or for me at least, the ultimate tone sculpting amp. So on the floor I've got one drive pedal and one fuzz pedal. I've got a boost as well, but I'm not going to be using it for this because it's a treble booster and I use it for a bit of a specific thing. I almost use it for sort of making it quieter and then bringing it all back in. But basically I've got a Soul Food on the floor by Electro Harmonics for drive, which is like a take on a Klon Centaur circuit, which everyone should know because it's quite a sought after circuit. And then I've got a germanium fuzz circuit by Dr. Green called the Hairy Tongue, which is disgusting, and you're gonna love it basically. I'll do the drive first and just show you what we really work with. Everything's on 12 apart from the EQ, which I've mentioned, where I put a bit of treble in and then take the tilt out to compensate for it. But obviously, you know, you can try it the other way. It sounds like this. Lovely. And for the last one, before I say goodbye, I'm just going to have a riff about in drop D and the hairy tongue. This is just, pretty much set this flat, but this is one of those pedals pretty much that just does it, like it has its own sound and you can fuck with the controls all you want, but like you're never gonna make it sound shit because it's just filth. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. It's just been me dicking around on the Origin 20, so it's under, that's under my belt now. I've got that one done. Next one, I'm probably gonna have to do a video on the state of my pedal board as it is, and talk about this and another guitar that's got a lot more stories behind it that's in the corner of the room. But like I said, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh!